And yesterday was an amazing day in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, the inaugural Energy and Innovation Summit. Here to talk about it is the man who organized it, Senator Dave McCormick. Senator, congratulations. Yesterday, I mean, unbelievable. Grand slam, home run, touchdown, whatever sports analogy you want to use. Congratulations.
Thanks, Rich. Thank you for being there. I couldn't be happier because when I was campaigning, I was talking about, and so was President Trump, about American energy dominance, about leadership in AI, and the crossroads for those two things are Pennsylvania. That's where the battle will be won against communist China, and the reason for that is bountiful energy. It's this incredible skilled workforce. You saw him yesterday. We had the head of the building trades there. We had all sorts of labor, incredible talent from our greatest technology universities like Carnegie Mellon and many others across Pennsylvania. And we are going to be at the center of this incredible battle. And it's yesterday was fantastic because we did three things very, very briefly. One, we had $92 billion of commitments from over 20 companies in Pennsylvania that's going to create tens of thousands of jobs. We had 150 people from the media, you were part of that, in an opportunity to tell Pennsylvania's story and the reason that we should be the place where people invest. And then third, President Trump and I promised we were going to create opportunity for working families. This is the way to do it. It's to lean into the future. And, I couldn't be happier and so grateful to the president for coming and grateful to you and many others for being there, including his cabinet. We had, as you know, most of his cabinet and with 60, big-time CEOs.
Yeah, no, look, I mean, it was remarkable. I think it exceeded everybody's expectations. Congrats to your staff and everybody involved in doing it. And Dina, I know Dina worked really hard in kicking it off, and you gave her all the credit yesterday.
all good things in my life start with Dina. You know that. So she was a big part of it.
But when, and I was listening to the president speak yesterday, and he was really excited about this. And I love something he said, Senator. He said, American dominance in energy, dominance in artificial intelligence, dominance in all things. I love that. The era of looking backwards is over. Now it's not even just being merely independent. It's being dominant.
Well, and it's also, no hand wringing, the hand wringing and the constant inability to set a direction and make choices that we had under the last administration. The president's been very clear. The beauty of what we're doing, and I feel really proud about this, I would say this about the president, I would say it about myself, is we're doing everything we said we would do. So this summit, it was a wild success, but it was really a manifestation of what President Trump said he would do on the policies and what I said I would do on the policies, and bringing the focus. Listen, this is a zero-sum game. If that $92 billion doesn't come to Pennsylvania, it goes to Virginia or Ohio, or it goes outside America's borders. So we can't be complacent. And the thing that I tried to convey yesterday, I hope you heard this essence of my message, which is we have to move with urgency. I'm only 6 months into my job as a senator. We can't wait. We have to move, or we're going to lose the most important race of our lifetimes, and we're going to lose control of our destiny, control of our data, control of our infrastructure. We're going to lose control of America's future if we don't win this race. And so the president's got a clear vision that we need to be dominant. That's how we maintain our superpower status. And this is what's great for Pennsylvania, too, because America can't really win that race unless Pennsylvania is at the forefront of it. And that's why I'm so proud to have a chance to represent Pennsylvania.
Well, Senator Dave McCormick, yesterday you talked a lot about nuclear power, natural gas. The president said we need twice the amount of electricity we have right now in order for us to be AI dominant. So we're moving forward with all this. And you said permitting is the next thing. That's what we got to do. We got to make permitting easier. We got to make that happen, right?
No doubt about it. We need permitting. When you're an investor and you're thinking about investing in Pennsylvania or anywhere else, you don't think about permitting just at the federal level. You think about it up and down. How am I going to be able to move and make my project work and put shovels in the ground? So I'm going to lead the effort here in the Senate and in the Congress to get federal permitting reform, and I feel pretty confident about that. We're going to turn our focus to that when we get back in September after we got the big, beautiful bill and rescission, a couple other things. That's going to be a near-term focus for me, and I'm going to try to make a real difference on that. We need permitting reform at the state level, and we need permitting reform at the local level. So, you've got to have an alignment. And that's the reason yesterday I said this is not a Republican-Democrat issue. In a purple state like Pennsylvania, everybody's got to be on board with welcoming energy dominance, welcoming AI leadership. And so as you noted before, Rich, Governor Shapiro and I were there together on the panel. We talked about Amazon's $20 billion. The night before, Senator Fetterman came, and we had a big dinner hosted by the American Petroleum Institute. We talked about energy leadership in Pennsylvania. This is something we're going to have to get everybody on board with, and I'm hoping that our Democratic colleagues are going to also recognize that this is Pennsylvania's future, and I'm certainly going to try to make sure I hammer that message home every day.
Well, you're leading it, and it's good that they're not going to stand in the way, because that was my concern, was that Governor Shapiro or Senator Fetterman or any other Democrat would try to stand in the way. Because just a few years ago, a lot of them were screaming about green energy and ending fracking, and clearly that's not happening. But that's because
and that's we show them the money, right? That's right. Yeah. You got to show them the vision of the future, and working jobs for working families, opportunity for the American dream. That's what we all got elected for. And I want to make it so clear. And I think honestly, I think 2024 election made it clear. I think the reason President Trump won in Pennsylvania, and I think the reason I won in Pennsylvania, is I think the message that Kamala Harris had on energy and fracking was very incompetent and very, it was just a weak message. She tried to change it, and Senator Casey, I try never to look back and talk about Senator Casey, but just as a practical matter, his position on energy, I think, was not a strong position, and I think Pennsylvanians know that energy is the long pole in the tent in creating economic growth and dynamism for our great Commonwealth. And by the way, this is all forms of energy. I'm supportive of all forms: nuclear power, natural gas, solar, as long as they're economic and they can stand on their own. And that's what we're seeking here: energy dominance in Pennsylvania and America.
And the last thing, Senator, because I know you got to run for a vote, but AI dominance and beating China, how critical is it that we do this? And what are the consequences if we don't?
Well, it couldn't be more critical, because I think AI is, depending how you count it, the third or fourth industrial revolution. It's going to change everything. It's going to change how work is conducted. It's going to change our national security. It's going to change our vulnerability. It's going to change the nature of work. And if we're not the leader of that, and if our platforms, our chips, our technology isn't the dominant one in the world, we really could lose control of our destiny. I don't say that lightly. We could lose control of our data. We could lose control of our infrastructure. The very American way of life that has been so magical for so many millions of Americans over 250 years is dependent on independence and autonomy. And, that's what the stakes are here. And so we need to lead this charge. And the technology and the talent and the energy are the three ingredients. You got to have the smartest people in the world in an environment where they can innovate. You got to have world-class energy capabilities. You got to have world-class technology and infrastructure to support it. We're at the point of the spear here in Pennsylvania. But Rich, I want to leave you with one point which I made yesterday. Maybe you heard it, but this destiny is in our hands, but we have to grab it. And we are much closer to the end of the beginning than the beginning of the end. In other words, we have great potential, but we have to seize the moment. And yesterday was a good step forward, but man, we got a lot of work to do, and I'm going to be out there swinging, trying to make it all happen on at least doing my best to make it happen from the Senate.
Well, it was a giant step forward, and congratulations to you, Senator Dave McCormick, for making it happen, my friend, and we'll talk again soon. Thank you.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
You bet.